Hello students, I am Muhammad Asim, your English teacher at Shubhra Singh Children Academy at Gurukula, Jaunpur. Today I am going to teach you English grammar. So the topic that I have chosen to teach you is the parts of speech. The parts of speech. So today's topic is the parts of speech. You have learned about the parts of speech in your previous classes from class 3rd onwards. That's why we are going to learn, I am going to teach you only a little bit, only the introductory part, only the introduction of the parts of speech. So first of all, let us see how many parts of speech are there. As we know that there are 8 parts of speech. There are 8 parts of speech. As we know that there are 8 parts of speech, and in those parts of speech there are noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction and interjection. So we know that there is noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction and interjection. So there are 8 parts of speech, and these 8 parts of speech are noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction and interjection. But in this class we are now going to learn about these parts of speech. We will discuss about these parts of speech in detail. In this class we are going only to learn about noun, pronoun and adjective, because we have learned a lot about these 3 parts of speech in our previous classes. So first of all, let us start with the noun. So the first one is noun. As we know that noun is the name of a person, place, animal or tree. And we can divide the noun into 5 parts. There are 5 kinds of nouns. Number 1, kinds of noun. So we know that there are 5 kinds of nouns. Number 1, proper noun. Number 2, common noun. Number 3, collective noun. Number 4, material noun. Number 5, abstract noun. So, as we know that there are 5 kinds of noun. Number 1, proper. Proper noun is the proper or special name of any person, animal or thing. If we are going to give a special name to any person, place or thing, then it is called the proper. For example, we can say Mohan, Jaunpur, Mohan, Jaunpur, Ganga, etc. So the special or proper name, the special name that is given to any person, place, animal or thing is called the proper noun. Now let us see the second one, the common noun. Common noun is a noun that is used for the person, place or animal in common. So in common noun we talk about the noun in common. So for example we can say boy, city, river, etc. Now let us see the third one. This is collective noun. Collective noun is used for the collection. If you are going to talk about a group or about a collection, then it is called the collective noun. For example, we can say army, class. So the thing that is used for a collection is called the collective noun. Now let us see the material noun. The noun that is used for the substance or matter is called the material noun. If you are going to use a noun for the matters, for the substance, then it is called the material noun. For example, we can say gold, silver, iron. These are the metals, these are the substances, that's why this is called the material noun. Now let us see the last one, that is abstract noun. If we can only think of about a thing, then it is called the abstract noun. Weakness, courage, pity, etc. So these nouns are called the abstract nouns. Noun can also be divided as countable and uncountable. Countable and uncountable noun. So let us see what is countable noun and what is uncountable noun. The noun which can be counted is called the countable noun. The noun which can be counted is called the countable noun. For example, table, book, pen. We can count these things as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why these nouns are called the countable noun. Then the second one is uncountable noun. The noun which can be counted is called the uncountable nouns. For example, we can say milk, rice, hair, etc. These are the nouns which can't be counted. Now let us see one more thing, noun number. Noun number. Noun can be divided into two numbers, singular number and plural number. For example, if a noun is going to be used for a single person, animal, thing or place, it is called the singular number. We can say one. If we are going to use a noun for more than one person, animal, thing, etc., then it is called the plural number. For example, the plural of boy is boys. In some noun we use s to make it plural. In some noun we use es to make it plural. For example, class, classes. Sometimes we only change the vowel of the word to make it singular or plural. For example, mine, main, etc. So these are some rules of changing the noun from singular to plural. So now we will divide it into two parts, singular number and plural number. Now let us see the second one, pronoun. We know that the words which are used at the place of noun are called the pronoun. Let us see the kinds of pronoun. Kinds of pronoun. Examples of pronoun, you can see he, she, it, they, this, etc. Pronoun can be divided into three parts. Number one, personal pronoun. Number two, relative pronoun. Number three, indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronoun. Number four, relative pronoun. Number five, reflexive pronoun. Number six, emphasizing pronoun. Number seven, possessive pronoun. Number eight, demonstrative pronoun. Reciprocal pronoun. And number 10, distributive pronoun. So, pronoun can be divided into 10 parts, 10 kinds. Number one, personal pronoun. Number two, interrogative pronoun. Number three, indefinite pronoun. Number four, relative pronoun. Number five, reflexive pronoun. Number six, emphasizing pronoun. Number seven, possessive pronoun. Number eight, demonstrative pronoun. Number nine, reciprocal pronoun. And number 10, distributive pronoun. So first of all, let us see what is personal pronoun. The pronouns which are used for the persons are called the personal pronouns. For example, we can say I, he, she, etc. The pronouns which are used for a person are called the personal pronoun. Personal pronoun can be divided into three persons. Number one, first person. It means the person who is speaking. The person who is speaking is called the first person. For example, we can say I, we, etc. And then the second one, the second person. The person is spoken to. The person is spoken to is called the second person. For example, we can say you. You is the second person of personal. And the third person is the person spoken of. The person spoken of is called the third person of personal pronoun. For example, we can say he, she, they, etc. These personal pronouns have three forms, as we can say subjective form, objective form, and possessive form. For example, I is the subjective form, me is the objective form, and mine is the possessive form. In the same way, she is the subjective form, her is the objective form, and hers is the possessive form. So all the personal pronouns have the subjective form, objective form, and possessive form. Now let us see the next one. The second one is interrogative pronoun. The pronoun, for example, who, which, that are used to ask the questions are called the interrogative pronoun. For example, we can say, who are you? In this sentence, who is the pronoun? It is used to ask the question. It is used to ask the question, that's why it is interrogative pronoun. Now let us see the next one. The next one is indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronoun refers to unspecified objects. Indefinite pronoun refers to unspecified objects. For example, we can say some, few, many, etc. In these pronouns, the quantity, the number is unknown. The quantity is known, some, few, many, but the number is unknown. So that's why it is called the indefinite pronoun. It is not definite as the number is unknown. So these kinds of pronouns are called the indefinite pronoun. Now let us see the relative pronoun. Relative pronouns are used to show the relation of two clauses. These pronouns refers to the nouns preceding them. For example, we can say, I know that boy who is coming. Who is the relative pronoun? And boy is the antecedent of this pronoun. This is the noun for which the pronoun is going to be used in relative pronoun. The noun is called the antecedent of that pronoun. And we use the relative pronoun in complex sentences. We use the relative pronoun in complex sentences. So this is the example of relative pronoun. Now let us see the next one. The next one is reflexive pronoun. The pronoun like myself, yourself, ourselves, which are used as the object of a verb or a preposition. The pronouns myself, yourself, himself, ourselves, etc. When they are used as the object of a verb or a preposition, then these pronouns are called the reflexive pronouns. For example, I have heard myself. Myself is the reflexive pronoun because it is used after the verb. It is the object of a verb. There is only a little difference between the reflexive pronoun and the emphasizing pronoun. Now let us see the emphasizing pronoun. The pronoun myself, yourself, these pronouns are used to give the emphasis on the noun or pronoun. That's why these pronouns are called the emphasizing pronouns. But they are not used after the verb as the object of a verb or preposition. They are used, most of the times they are used just after the noun or pronoun. They may be used at separate places, but they may not be the object of a verb or preposition. For example, I myself saw him. Now see, these two words are the same, myself, myself. But this one is the reflexive pronoun because this is the object of the verb. And this is not the object of the verb, it is used to give the emphasis on the subject I. That's why this is called the emphasizing pronoun. there is only a little difference between the emphasizing and the reflexive pronoun. The next one is possessive pronoun. Possessive pronouns are used to show the possession, to show the possessions on other things. For example, we can say the pen is mine. Here, mine is the possessive pronoun because this is showing the ownership on the pen. Possessive pronoun show the ownership on any other thing, person, etc. For example, in this sentence, mine is the possessive pronoun because it is showing the possession, it is showing the relation with the pen. It has the ownership on the pen. The ownership of the pen is related to this pronoun. That's why this pronoun is the possessive pronoun. And now let us see the next one. The next one is demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative pronouns are used to indicate towards something. For example, we can say if you are going to point out towards something, then it is called the demonstrative pronoun. The pronoun which are used to point out towards something are called the demonstrative pronouns. For example, we can say that is fine. So that is funny. So that is the demonstrative pronoun. It is indicating towards something. We can say this is my book. This is my book. In this the pronoun this is the demonstrative. And the reciprocal pronoun shows that two or more than two people are carrying out or doing the same type of work. For example, the boys are hitting one and other. So one and other. The boys are hitting one and other. In this example, one and other is the reciprocal pronoun. Because this shows that two or more two boys are doing the same type of work. The pronoun which shows that the member of a group do something separately, not collectively. The member of a group do something separately, not collectively is called the distributive pronoun. For example, either of you can go. Either of you can go. So either shows a group, but it shows separately. Either of you can go. There are many people, and in those many people, anyone can go. So it shows a group, but separately. It shows the group separately, not collectively. So this is called the distributive pronoun. Now let us see the third and last topic of today's class, the adjective. Adjectives are, here you can say the describing words are called the adjectives. Adjectives are the words which add something to the meaning of a noun or pronoun. If there is a word and that word adds something to the meaning of a noun or pronoun, then it is called the adjective. Adjective can be divided as number one. So let us see the kinds of adjective. Example of adjective. For example, we can say good, bad, worst, beautiful, ugly, etc. So first of all, let us see the kinds of adjectives. Number one, adjective of quality. adjective of quality, adjective of quantity, adjective of number, indefinite adjective, indefinite adjective, demonstrative adjective, possessive adjective, interrogative adjective, and descriptive adjective. Descriptive adjective. So these are kinds of adjective. Adjective of quality, adjective of quantity, adjective of number, indefinite adjective, demonstrative adjective, possessive adjective, interrogative adjective, and descriptive adjective. So first of all, let us see the adjective of quality. Adjective of quality tells us what kind a person or thing is. For example, big, small, great, etc. Now, the second one is adjective of quantity. Adjective of quantity tells us how much. We can say much. We can write the example that you can understand properly. For example, we can say Mumbai is a big city. Big is the adjective of quantity. In adjective of quantity, we can say he has much money. He has much money. So much shows the quantity. That's why this is the adjective of quantity. Now let us see adjective of number. It tells us about how many. It tells us about the number of anything. For example, we can say 4 boys run down the street. So 4 is the adjective of number. Now next one is indefinite adjective. The adjective which does not denote the exact number. The adjective which does not denote the exact number is called the indefinite adjective. For example, I want some money. I want some money. In this example, some is the adjective of indefinite adjective because it does not denote the exact number. It tells us about the number, but it does not denote the exact number. That's why this is the indefinite adjective. Let us see the demonstrative adjective. The adjective which demonstrate, which indicate towards something, is called the demonstrative adjective. For example, that book. That book is mine. That is the adjective, demonstrative adjective, because this is used along with the noun. That's why this is adjective. This is not a noun. It is going to add something into the meaning of a noun. This is not a pronoun at this place. So that is the demonstrative adjective. Now let us see the sixth one, possessive adjective. Possessive adjective shows the possession. It shows the possession on a noun or pronoun. It shows the possession on anything. For example, we can say that this is my pen. My is the possessive adjective because this is showing the possession on this. This is showing, my is showing the possession on the noun pen. It shows the ownership because this is used along with the pen. That's why this is not a pronoun. This is a adjective. It is going to add something into the meaning of a noun. That's why this is adjective. This is not a pronoun. Now let us see the next one, interrogative adjective. Interrogative adjective is used to ask a question, like interrogative pronoun. So the adjectives which are used to ask questions are called the interrogative adjectives. For example, we can say that which book is yours. So which is the adjective? Because this is shown, this is used along with the noun book, and it adds something to the meaning of the book. It adds something to the meaning of the noun book. That's why this adjective is the book, which is the adjective, which is the interrogative adjective. Distributive adjective is an adjective which refers to each one of a number. For example, each boy must take his prop. Must take his prop. Now, in this example, each is the distributive adjective. Because this is not now distributive pronoun, because it is used along with the noun and it is going to add something to the meaning of the noun. That's why this is the adjective. This is not the pronoun.